Herzlich willkommen heute zu einem neuen, sehr spannenden Video und ich bin so dankbar, dass ich die Gelegenheit habe, die Möglichkeit habe, wieder mit Hylah ein Interview führen zu dürfen, dieser Extraterrestrial, also dieser Außerirdischen und ebenso meiner guten Freundin Astrid. Und ja, ich bin einfach unendlich dankbar für diese Möglichkeit und freue mich, dass wir euch heute diese Informationen mit euch teilen dürfen. Yes, hello, Hylah. I'm very grateful that I have the possibility today to do this new video, new interview with you and also with Astrid Weichhold. And yes, thank you very much. And I think
yes, you are very welcome.
Thank you. And we will start. We have a lot of very interesting questions. I think so. And
yes.
And maybe we will get the viewers some informations about you. You are a being, a light being or a being. Do you also call you as a human being, or do you have other name for your beings?
Yes, well, we don't necessarily call ourselves humans, although we are, in a sense, descended from you. And we don't exactly call ourselves anything in specific, because you see, we are mostly telepathic. We don't communicate using words. We connect through the heart.
Ah, yes.
So there's no need to call anyone. We all don't have names. The name I'm using here is mainly used as symbol.
Mm-hmm.
For you see, we connect with each other through our core essence, in essence. So we only need to focus on the being to connect in, to have the awareness of their presence and to be able to communicate with them.
Is it in a way for us human to understand if we think about anybody we love maybe and he's not here, in that way you connect?
Yes, you all also connect in the way with each other and with your earth and with us. There's a very practical example of this communication in a sense. When two people are in love, you have the saying that you can sometimes end each other's sentences. That is because, in a way, you are matching your partner's frequency. You are so in tune with one another that you are, in a sense, communicating in this way. It's not that you are reading each other's minds, but it's more like you're having the same thoughts and the same feelings. And this is in a sense, what happens with us when we want to connect with a specific being or with you. We have to meet in a mutual level, in a sense.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Yes. Was this helpful?
It's not so easy for me. Maybe I give.
Yes, we understand.
Yes.
What part did you not understand so clearly?
If I'm in a neutral neutral mood, it's for me, I think it's for me not so easy to connect to somebody, but maybe I don't have the right understanding.
Yes, it's more like you cannot be disconnected, but it's more the awareness of your connectedness. So when you are in a brighter mood, in a sense, you have, in your case, you can have more the awareness that you are connecting with another person, that you are connected in an intuitive way, maybe. But in our perspective, it isn't that you cannot disconnect yourself. You can never do that. You are all immersed in each other's heart bubble, in your heart's electromagnetic field. So it's very easy for him to connect with each other's fields and the Earth, because the Earth is the biggest grid that allows all to communicate. It's like your net. So even if you are very hard, you have the ability to do that. Although, since you were raised in or human society, you have some kinds of that may prevent you from feeling that connectiveness all the time. But it is really a matter of changing your beliefs and your perspective a little bit and playing with it.
Yes.
That is quite effortless.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes. Was this a little bit more clear?
Yes.
May I ask a question about this?
Thank you.
I would like to know if my understanding of this is right, that as soon as I'm trying to connect with whomever, it's like my focus is going this way, and he or she immediately senses it. As higher his consciousness is, as more he can sense my intention to connect with him. Is it right?
Can you repeat, please? We were having some disconnection synchronistically.
Like when I put my focus on somebody who might even be on another planet or in another dimension or whatever, as more your consciousness is, like you just said, you immediately sense that somebody wants to have an interaction with you, and he can then connect to you.
Yes, exactly. It's like a knock on someone's door. We get the feeling of the other being trying to connect. We have clear messages, like pictures in our heads, in a sense. We get a very tangible feeling. It's a little challenging to explain in our perspective, because you could say we have a broader spectrum of physical senses, so we can feel it very tangibly, but the way we receive it in your hearts, in our hearts, in a sense, it's the same way how you can feel it. You have a nudge, you suddenly one.
I see. But if you're just like talking to somebody or interacting with another person, and another one knocks on your door, like you said, or knocks on your consciousness, you can like split up and have interactions with more than one at the same time. Am I sensing that right?
Are you asking in your physical perspective?
No, like you now, when like Sylvia is knocking or Philippa is knocking on your door and you are just having a conversation with somebody of your species or whomever, you at the same time you sense that somebody else is knocking, and you can follow your conversation you're just having, but at the same time having a conversation with Philippa, for example. Is it
Yes.
right? Oh,
you could say we are quite the multitaskers.
Wow, I see.
We enjoy various activities at the same time, in a sense, and various interactions. Because you see, even most of the time during these kind of interactions, we have to be connected to your higher selves and to your guides most of the time. So it's not only us that are listening. As we like to remind you, there are more people in the room eavesdropping and participating very enthusiastically.
Wow. So when you're talking to us, you're at the same time, you can see our higher selves, our guardian angels, or whoever?
Yes, we can connect with them. We can feel them. And they are your higher selves mostly. They are, in a sense, directing us to the information we can share. Because you see, we cannot unwrap all the presents, so we have to ask for permission.
I see. Because some things might not be at the right time for us now to unreveal.
Yes, because the point of you having a physical experience so focused like being a human is to being able to have your processes and to explore your environment in your own way. So it wouldn't be fun if we would to tell you all that's going to happen. It would take the fun out of it.
I see. Thank you.
Yes, you're very welcome.
Yes, and everybody has to unravel the guidance or the angels or the beings who are with him on his own in his own time, in his own consciousness, something like this.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's a matter of allowing yourselves to hear them most of the time, because they are, in a sense, always with you, and they are always with you when you need it. So it's more a matter of permitting yourselves to listen to their message. But they don't mind if you sometimes don't hear them. They are quite consistent.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
And I will give.
And they say thank you.
I will give Astrid the possibility to ask question.
I would like to know, when you just said something about interact with other people or other species of your kind or whatever, and I would like to know, is there something also like here on planet Earth, it's very sexual sometimes and very I don't have the right word for it maybe, but do you have like also intimate interactions with each other, having babies out of this, and is it like this on your planet as well?
In terms of reproduction, you could say we are quite similar. You are our ascendants, in a sense. You are our parents. So we have the same biological way to reproduce, although we don't express it necessarily the same way. Our intimate relations are a little bit different. We connect physically, but also we are very much aware of the energetic component of the process.
Mm-hmm.
So you could say that we can see the experience and experiencing it in different levels. Mm-hmm. And that we are aware, for example, when a child wants to be born, you could say we are aware of the soul knocking on our doors, saying that she wants to come through us, in a sense. Wow. We have that perception even before birth.
So you can decide whether you want to give this soul an opportunity to come through you on your planet?
Yes, if it is most exciting for us. If it isn't, then it means there isn't, in a sense, a discord. It means it's the most exciting thing for everyone. And so the soul will find another couple, in a sense, mm-hmm. so where she can express herself. But the interactions always have some meaning behind it. It's not only the act of knocking on the door and being rejected, in a sense. Mm-hmm. This has a message behind it. Everything always has a meaning. It may also be pointing us to a direction that we didn't know we had available, in a sense. It's another point of perspective. Mm-hmm. Is this sounding clear enough?
Yes, absolutely. I'm wondering if it depends which dimension you're in. Like, does it change in let's say 7th dimension or even higher or whatever, that the souls knock on your door or knock on the door of somebody? Is it like this?
Well, we were going to say that we are physical, but in the 6th dimension and up, you could say, there is no physicality. It's non-physical. So the interactions are quite different. Mm-hmm. It's more integration, it's a different kind of integration. There isn't the physical component behind it, and it is instantaneous. There are much less processes behind it.
Mm-hmm. Because you don't have to go through...
It's not so focused.
Yeah, and you don't have to go through the tunnel, let's say, where you forget everything. You get there more conscious, or even really high consciously.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And you know that isn't far from your society now, from humankind. You are very close of passing that threshold. You are very near it.
Yes.
Of being able to have a physical awareness of all the connections you already have. This is, in a sense, the process that's happening right now in your ascension process. You are becoming aware of all the connections you already have.
Is it true that
very exciting.
Is it true that we are like not allowed in a way to make our ascension if there are still some people who are not in the same conscious level? Is it true? Like, we can't ascend, like Sylvia, me, and all the people who are already having all this stuff in our mind. So we have to wait, let's say, for all the people being prepared for the ascension?
Well, there are a couple of different aspects here, but we would like to start by saying that you are the creator of your own reality. So you know that everything exists here and now. Every possible version of Earth exists here and now.
Mm-hmm.
And you, by traveling, by living your daily lives, and by choosing the frequency you prefer, you are moving yourselves, in a sense, to a different parallel reality of the Earth that matches your own frequency.
Of course,
We're
see.
not saying that the collective doesn't have an influence, but it's not as influent as you are to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You are really the only creator of your reality, in a sense, although others participate. But if you are constantly on a high frequency, there is no way for you to be on an Earth that doesn't match your frequency. It's not physically possible.
So may I ask then, because this leads me really to the next question Sylvia and I were talking about with Australia. Yes. Now, where everything's burning and there's so many things going on, and in my perception, the wish for not being involved in any way, like even not my thoughts going there. So it is like this, as you said, that then my consciousness is shifting to another reality where this might not be as bad as for other people, it seems. Is it right?
Yes, well, your perceptions from each individual has his own perceptions of his surroundings, you could say. But in your case, if you are not focusing on Australia because it is your highest excitement not to do that, because you are focusing your attention in other things that excite you, mm-hmm. we would say that you are actively raising your attention. So you are not being asked, in a sense, to participate in this event. But we would like to add that we are not saying for you to, in a sense, ignore what's happening. We are not saying for you to go to the middle of a war and thinking, I know I'm not going to be hit because I'm in a higher vibration. Mm-hmm. This is not what we're saying, because you see, on those cases, you might be resisting, you might not be wanting to see the darker part, in a sense, the resistance part. And so by pretending it's not there, you are in fact, you are trying to push it away, so it will come back to you stronger.
No, but
you have to be very aware of your connection to it, of what your excitement is telling you. But this if you are feeling excitement or anxious about it.
Mm-hmm. But this is the thing, to always follow your highest excitement, like you said. And if you have no sense there at all of any excitement, it might be better for you to look for your next excitement than to watch something just because all the other people say you have to.
Yes. Mm-hmm. If your excitement isn't focused on Australia, then we would say to follow your excitement. Because even if it seems that you are not doing anything to help it, by following your excitement, you are adding your energy to the collective, and you are helping transform positive. Mm-hmm. All of it. You are helping the situation to change if it needs to. Mm-hmm. We are not saying that it is going to change if you do that, but you allow it to go through the flow of least resistance, in a sense, and for it to be reflected to you in your reality.
And maybe it's a way to see it in a neutral way, and that it is always for everything the best. And so it's also for Australia maybe a form of transformation and clearing out, and it is okay. I can give my love to it, and but not to that I have to change it in any way. To see it more in a neutral way.
Yes, you can choose to do it if you are not feeling excited to participate in any way. There might be people that feel excited to, for example, send money, or to do some charity, or to, for example, go physically try to take out the fire. But if you don't feel excited to act on it physically or in any way, it is okay. You can always trust that your heart will lead you to the best possible route for you, to the route you prefer.
Thank you very much. I have another question about if we think to incarnate on the earth, do we create our own body, or in which way will this happen?
You could say that there are some points that you choose that are relevant to your theme before your birth, in a sense. So yes, you can, in a sense, choose your body, but this is a set in stone. You can have the possibility of changing it, of molding it. Sometimes you make harsher treatments, we could say. For example, if you are thinking of navigating your human world with some kind of impairment that, for example, you are not capable of walking, that may be related to the theme you are exploring, and so you probably won't be able during that lifetime to change it. But this really is depending on your life's theme, on what you choose to explore before incarnating, in a sense.
Okay. If I understand it, if I want to have the experience not that my body doesn't work in that way, then my body won't work in that way.
Yeah, you always have possibility of changing it, but again, we would say not to resist what is. If you are facing some kind of illness, for example, you may try to focus only on your health part, on your healthy part, trying to make yourself be healthy. So by doing that, you are resisting the disease. You are not allowing yourself to be diseased, because you see, all kinds of diseases or physical impairments or anything that happens to you because it has a message about you. It is helping you to know more about yourself. You may have attracted an illness to you because you are not aware, for example, of some certain thought patterns you were having that created the disease, in a sense. So the disease is telling you to look at that, to integrate that part of you, to love that part of you. if you try to focus on being healthy by ignoring the message, you will only get that the message will try to get to you even in a bigger way. So you will get more ill because you are ignoring the message. Here, the thing is to accept what is, and that what is, whatever may be happening in your surroundings, is happening for the best of reasons. It has a good meaning. It has a message for you.
Always, yes. Thank you very much.
But may I ask,
Yes.
when you have, like, I know many people also that have migraines, and I have the impression sometimes it's really hard to understand the message, even you would be open for receiving it. Do you have any advice how you can, let's say, connect to the wisdom of your soul better to understand something like this?
Well, there are a couple of permission slips, you could say, that you can use for yourself. And we would suggest you would use what you feel attracted to. But you can, for example, we will suggest a way for you to play with. When you feel your migraine, for example, try to focus your awareness in your body and in the pain that you are feeling in your head, in this case. Try to sense where the pressure is and how the energy is flowing or not flowing there. And try to see how it moves in your body, and you can even start asking it questions, because you see, you could say that these kind of illnesses or different parts of your body or everything really has its kind of consciousness. So you can connect with it. You can directly ask it or ask yourself, why am I manifesting this migraine? Why am I feeling so pressured? What's happening? What is the message here? And try to play with it and see where it leads you. Like you're playing detective. And you will see that the pressure will start to fade out a little bit. And you will be able to search much more answers inside of you.
Thank you.
And we know you already do this very clearly.
Makes total sense. Thank you very much.
Yes, we thank you.
And Hylah, do you have also illness on your 5D consciousness, or is there nothing like illness in that way? Or a
We chose not to have them.
Okay.
Because it's very much related to the resistance of your true natural self. And we choose never to resist who we are and to express ourselves fully. And so there is no space for illness or resistance inside of ourselves.
So you can say that as more conscious you get, as less diseases you have to have, because your consciousness is like working all the time to let flow what has to flow.
Yes, you become the flow itself, so there is no space for disease.
So on your planet, you don't have the need for doctors or healers or stuff, or are there some exceptions where somebody like this might be needed?
We don't have some kind of career in our planet because we really don't have the need to.
Great.
But you could say there are some kind of healer in a sense in our society, but they don't exactly heal. They are more, they give us different permissions and perceptions for us to interconnect with each other. It's a little different, but you could say that it's inside of the category of healer.
Mm-hmm.
And we are putting it inside of this category because you could see healers don't exactly heal other people, even in your reality. Healers just in a frequency of the healed state
Mm-hmm.
that the other person may choose to match.
Mm-hmm.
So you are never healed by anything or anyone. You choose to heal yourself.
When you understand it, I see.
Yes, you are the creator of your own reality.
Yes. I think here the density sometimes is so dense, let's say, that we really sometimes just forget, even if we know it, we just forget it in some situations, and then everything seems to be even more dense, and then we have to have a conversation like this to just remind ourselves on that. So thank you so much.
Yes, we thank you. But you see, it is also very fun sometimes to forget, because then you can have a much bigger joy of rediscovering yourself.
Yeah.
It's very, very exciting, at least in our perspective.
Yeah, I can imagine when you watch.
Hylah,
Yes, it's very fun.
Do you also have something like a awakening process like we have, or is there no need to say, oh, I want to go from 5D to 12D or something like this?
Great.
We don't have the same experience, that process, because you could see that the awakening that's happening right now in your planet, in your society, it's really you, all of you, remembering who you truly are, remembering your connection to source and to each and every one of you. And that is already an established point in our society. We don't have to remember that. We know that intuitively. So we don't experience that awakening. There are different kinds of expansion that happens when we jump from one dimension to another, you could say, when we explore different dimensions. But it is different kinds of awakenings, different kinds of discoveries. So it's not the same. You truly have in your planet and in your society a very unique experience. And that's what draws so much attention to your planet right now. You are really the stars of your galaxy here. So very exciting.
Yes, thank you. I also feel it in that way, and that it is great fun to go into density and to find ourselves there.
Yes, we are of the same opinion. That's very exciting, and we thank you for realizing that, of expressing that.
So you can take part of it also. You can connect
You
to
can take.
Yes.
You will have to repeat it, please.
Yes, you can connect to our feelings, to our to find ourselves, and can also participate of it.
we can connect with you through similar connections like are happening right now with the channel. We can connect with you in this way so we can have a perspective of your feelings, but it's not the same as living that environment, that experience. That's truly unique to you. We cannot experience that jumping from a darker, denser reality to a much lighter one. That's really something very unique that only you will be capable of fully experiencing it. We can tap into that, but the same. It's like you hearing a story about someone that had a great adventure. You can feel the excitement and live it in your imagination in a sense, but it's not the same as you were the one living it. Yeah. And making the discoveries.
Yes.
So is it true that there's some kind of interstellar call, let's say, where everybody has been called or asked if he would like to be a part of this experience? And like we got chosen or something?
You could say that Earth is very special and it chose to go through this process, but this is a process that is cyclical. Earth, the experience in Earth is very cyclical. It depends on the position, in a sense, where you are in your galaxy. You are going to another point of your galaxy where there are certain kinds of electromagnetic frequencies and certain kinds of energy that are much more focused, much more higher in vibration, that in a sense forces you, your collective, your Gaia, to also raise its frequency to match it. But this is cyclical. This is what was in a sense agreed upon when creating Earth and their inhabitants, all of them. So there are a lot of beings participating in this and aiding to mold this frequency so you won't have such sudden experience, so you can by yourselves raise your own frequencies so your jump wouldn't be so sudden. Because you could say there are side effects of being beings with high frequency vibrations, because since you are in a dense reality, when you are invited to raise your vibrations, if you do it suddenly, it's the same if you would meet us suddenly face to face, you would be obligated to match our frequency in a sense, and that raising of your frequency could cause you some physical side effects. Everything that you would be repressing would come to the surface suddenly, and you could have some kinds of psychotic breakdowns.
I see. Mm-hmm.
So everything that's happening in this step-by-step process is happening so you can, all of you, in your own pace and rhythm, be able to integrate your own negative beliefs, for you to be able to face your fears, face your darkness. So the process will be much more smooth for you. So you won't have such a big jump such a sudden jump. And we other beings are, in a sense, aiding with that. Your collective, your Gaia, we are changing, we are directing some higher frequency beings, in a sense, some energy. So this isn't so violent for all of you, so aggressive, so sudden.
But are the dark parts you just mentioned, are the dark parts we got here from being on Earth and were born and raised here? Or are the dark parts also sometimes part of your soul from other incarnations and you like expressing them here?
The dark parts we were mentioning, we don't really like to use this expression because it may have some judgment value behind it. We don't want it to have. We are saying it in a neutral way.
Mm-hmm.
The dark parts we are mentioning, we are really talking about the experience that separates everything that you do in the society that takes you away from yourself, that makes you focus on the outside and not on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we mean by darker parts. And these, you are, in a sense, in your society raised to believe certain things that may not be necessarily truth in a higher creation level. Those beliefs are necessarily truth, and so your path on earth is to challenge those beliefs that you were taught and to discover yourself despite them, to change them, to integrate them. That is what we mean by changing the darkness to light, by integrating your beliefs. And these may be sometimes linked to parallel reality versions of you, past lives, you could say, but those links are made always in the present. They are not constant, and they only appear to you visible if it is something that you are choosing to experience now.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that the past life is influencing you in any way. You are just choosing to use those experiences that you may recall, that you are linking to aid in your process, to aid you in your process. It's not that because that happened, you now are like this. It is the other way around, actually. You are connecting to that because it helps you in some way. It has a message for you.
Mm-hmm.
Is this clear?
Totally. Makes total sense. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Hylah. I think this was a lot of information you gave us, and I think it was very, very wonderful that we have the opportunity to clear our questions. And I think maybe Astrid, do you have another question?
Maybe I have the last one.
Yes.
I would love to know whether there's any possibility for us to like how do you say what's the word in English of making something a bit quicker, having our ascension like a bit moved from behind. So is there any way for us to go a bit quicker? Or is it the fun we want to have in this particular, I'm missing the words right now, but I think you get the sense, maybe.
Yes. we are connected to the SOP question in a sense. And we would like to ask you, why do you want to make it quicker? Are you not enjoying the process?
Yes, I do. And on the other hand, I'm so curious about connecting with like 5D beings like you are, and seeing my guardian angels and stuff like this. And probably it's some kind of curiosity I have in sensing that as higher the frequencies of us get, as more we are able to have our senses, like you said, in multitasking ways. And probably this is what is a bit too slow, for my opinion, in this moment, or in this particular life time I'm experiencing right now. But this is the only thing I have in mind, like right now.
Yes, so if we got this clear, you are enjoying the process, but it is a little too slow for you.
Probably, yeah. And I
Yes.
think many people think the same, but maybe it's the process, like you said.
Yes, we would invite you to search the belief that is, in a sense, telling you that where you are right now, it's not where you prefer to be. Why would you choose to be somewhere you don't prefer to be?
Oh,
that would be our question.
Great question.
But yes, well, thank you. We think so too. But we would like to also say that we understand your curiosity of higher dimensions and different kinds of experiences, but see that there is a very, very big part of you that is in the non-physical side, that's, you could say, a little bored of its experience and really choose to experience is big awareness, is full integrate being in a human self. So the ascension process that we were mentioning is also very related to this. It is the process of you in your human form to integrate those higher knowledges, those expanded knowledges, and to apply them in your physical life.
Mm-hmm.
That's the point of your experience, in a sense, and this is why you choose to experiencing it in this way. So you, by saying that you think it might be a little slow for you, you are, in a sense, we sense that you might be wanting to run from what's happening in your physical life. So there is something for you to look there at your own pace. Mm-hmm. And we would like to add that your higher self knows precisely the rate at which you need to go for it to be the smoothest and most wonderful ride you could have ever had. So we would never push you down a cliff if you weren't prepared to do so. So if you are not there, it means in some sense you are still not prepared. And that's okay, because it is a process.
Yeah, that's a great answer.
The point is to walk there.
Yes, thank you. That makes totally sense. And yeah, thank you.
Yes, we thank you too for your wonderful question.
Good. Thank you. Thank you all. Okay, then
yes, thank you.
We will come to the end of the interview, and so much love and thanks, Hylah, and also Astrid, for this wonderful connection we have together. And yes, I wish you
Yes.
a wonderful day.
We thank you so very much also. And it was a wonderful interview. We love to be interviewed. We love that word. So fancy. We love every opportunity to be able to connect with you, all of you. And so if indeed there are no more questions, we would like to thank you for this invitation. And we would see you all very, very soon. Thank you so very much.
Love you. Thank you.